Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's Trade Jockey. Back at it again. I bought a new charts and see what are the opportunities that are abound. Alright, so we had pretty good movement, trade action, but we have been having pretty good trade action all this time, right? So much the key thing is, you know, how you enter the market, and that's really it. Choosing the entry opportunities, right? And so we have been able to partake of a little bit of the profits, right? One of the things you want to do, start to trade, you want to start from the larger time frames, going in. Because you want to get an understanding of what is happening in the market. And so you see here where the market has definitely reached our line of interest that we drew right here. Alright, so it has now actually raised up, and it's pretty much there. Alright, let's take a monthly look at the monthly. What is happening? Okay, very interesting. Okay, sorry, excuse me. So it's actually 11:35, 11:36 Eastern Standard Time. So forgive me if I hear a couple of yawns or thereabout, but right, so it's pretty interesting what is happening, right? We'll just look at this a little bit seriously, try and make some sense out of this. Alright, so generally, as I said, based on the alligator line, if this alligator line crosses the red line and crosses the blue line, then this will tell you that on the chart, so this is a weekly chart, a monthly chart, then we would now be in a bearish pattern. Nonetheless, the ADX has indicated that there's a bullish, it's a bullish movement happening, right? Right. So yes, I misspoke earlier. The alligator would have indicated if it, once it crosses up, going up, it would have indicated that we have a bullish pattern happening, but we haven't seen those two occurrences yet, so it's only one of them, one indicator. And also we always look for the MACD line cross over the horizontal line here indicating that is a situation that hasn't happened as yet. And so this very well could just be a blip in the market and it's going to reset itself. So don't know. The other thing is it could very well continue on this path and actually turn into full bullish pattern on the monthly chart, right? When we look at the weekly time frame, it's telling us again, MACD hasn't crossed, right? So although you have this serious movement, MACD is still under there and still indicating that it's in a gentle bearish pattern movement. Right? That's the situation. Alright, so we're trying to now look what's gonna happen after it. So it has reached or that peaked pretty much where we expected it to go, and actually raised up there. Right? One of the things that I realized is that you have to pay attention to really pay attention to your charts, right? You really have to pay attention to your charts. And even though I would have, if you looked at the previous video, I was able to, I missed this initial breakout, which but I got a piece of this, but happily I closed out and ran. However, if I had a keener eye, right, then I would have looked and seen the trend line showing me that, listen, this is a strong trend. So even if I closed out one or two trades, maybe I could have left one and you had a trailing stop or manually you keep moving up your stop, right? Because lots of movement, there's lots of movement right there. Right, so that's one of the things. You have to be a little bit sharper, right? This was more obvious as well on the 1 hour time frame, right? Very obvious on the 1 hour time frame, right? So, so I came out probably about here, but if I paid attention, so probably over here. If I paid attention, I would have seen. Right, so probably about this, I got this movement. If I paid attention, then, and it's so clear right here. So you always should, be looking at the bigger picture when you're trading, right? So we are now at this major line of resistance, right? Again, just so that we can make continue to make good decisions, you have to try and figure out what are the possible scenarios, right, with this market. And so when we look, we see there's a possibility for it to go here, extend right here. Let's put our horizontal line. This pretty much would be final place for it. head towards, right? Let me just come out a little bit and see. Alright, so we see we're hitting a couple points right here. Alright, so that is basically the final point at which this thing could be heading. So far, it has been going nicely along this line, support line that we drew right here, right? So it was creeping and crawling just above it, touching and going and touching and going, and then it made a sudden jump, right? So we have to look at one or two things. Well, keeping in mind that we probably will be having some activity tomorrow in terms of news, right? Which is about 8:30, right? That's Eastern Standard Time, my time. 8:30, because we're Euro USD, some mostly the US news cycle, unemployment, stuff like that is happening, right? In terms of news, I think that's it. Labor stuff, that's a major unemployment rate, that's a major news that's coming on. Generally, you have to be careful of trading the news, obviously, because what you find is that the candlesticks, it can flash on you, right? And so you might set your entry order, stop loss, and this thing triggers the entry and then still come back and triggers the stop order, take you out of the trade, and then it heads nicely right back in the direction you're expected to go, right? So I'm seeing some movement here. Maybe sure if it's something that I want to get into at this time. Because, as I said, there is definitely going to be some activity later on. That's tomorrow morning, and so I think I might hold my shots. Although I know the thing is moving, the candlesticks. Nonetheless. Generally, if you notice, it tends to get close to line of resistance here, and then you might have a jump. But I mean, you just watch and see what's going here. This might be just a little bit of noise, and it's actually waiting until new session comes for it to have movement. Or you should also be aware of the trading hours. So you do have good activity in the London market hours here, the banking hours. You see the volume chart right there. So you will have good activity here. So this time could be the time it moves. Or as I said before, generally look at the cipher time, 7, 8 o'clock, when the London banking hours and the New York banking hours overlap. Volume is high as well, so you will have good activity. And so this maybe just be a little flash in the pan. so no need to get freaked out, right? But yeah, if the movement is more substantial, then get into it. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. All that's gonna happen is gonna come back down. Okay. Generally, so you to enter into something like this, we will be looking at the ADX, and when it meets, and then obviously the blue line goes up along with the trend line, and then that's a good time to enter and trade, right? It's not going to be perfect. You have to have patience. The movement is great. You know, don't rush yourself. Wait, right? And you can get in when you get in. Okay? But my feeling is that this thing has been moving so healthily that you know, this thing's gonna head up here. Right? So it's really gonna head here. What's gonna happen after that? I don't know. Right? May just retrace, come all the way back down. Right? Alright, so seeing a little funny movement here. Ultimately, I think the candlestick generally is going right along this line of resistance right here. So I'm not so sure what's gonna happen. I think more likely, you know, might have a little pullback, and then it's gonna make a jump. Right? So if you look on what is happening here, right? So we're looking at potentially at about 800 to let's round it off at about a little over 800 in terms of potential pit movements, and it has been respecting all the lines of resistance. Has hit them and gone over, hit them and gone over, hit them and gone over, all of them. It keeps doing that, right? And it hasn't changed so far, so we do expect it to head here. Right? Everybody's trading style is different. One could possibly set you know, your entry, an order, a bullish order, buy order, you know, but I don't know. I don't play that style, so I prefer to watch what is happening, and then, you know, because I've had the experience where multiple times, yes, it hits the order, but then it takes out the stop because of the aggressive or the volatility of the market, you know, so it's moving up and down. So it hit your entry order, comes back, take out your stop order, and then head right in its by its merry way in the direction that you felt it would have gone, right? So pretty much what I believe might happen. So a little movement here, but trust me, I don't know, I feel it might come back a little bit closer to our line right here, and then we might have some activity. We don't know. And the market, you still have to watch the market. It chooses its own direction. That's what's happening, right? But definitely you will be having some sort of movement. Right? So if not early tomorrow morning, then meaning like 3 o'clock, then you might have that movement 8:30, or where it might happen 9, 10 in them there more. Right? But just watch what is happening right here, and just to see what is happening. But That's the name of the game. So we're gonna have some good trading opportunities coming up. Right? That much is obvious. These are healthy, actually healthy looking. But at this time, I don't like to trade. Not necessarily a good time to trade, but we'll look at it. So it might very well go test this line, come back down. But you do have some nice movement here. But nice little movement here. Looking at into the market there, pretty much also. But again, I would like to get involved in this at this time. So I think patience is the key. But when you're certain in terms of when there's actual movement, right? So this is really a no-go for me. Right? But we're gonna have some movement. So timing is important. Patience is important. Choosing when to enter is important, and keep your eyes peeled in terms of looking what's happening right here, right? So opportunities abound, right? So our last set of trades, right? So not doing so badly. I made some poor decisions, but rebounded from them, and definitely in the black. And I can tell you, even though this is a demo account, and we started with 10,000, I think since I've started this video vlog, I probably have held myself a little bit more accountable and probably a little bit more disciplined. And over the last month and a half, it's actually the first time this thing has been increasing consistently, right? And so that is a situation, and you are trying to continue with a good habit so that you can transfer that to your actual live trading, right? So let us just watch things and see what's happening. And when you need to get some sleep, you need to get some sleep, right? You can't catch everything. Opportunities will still come back around. So peace out, guys. Hope the trades are successful, and you follow along to see what's happening. Right? Remember to subscribe. Definitely turn on that notification bell, and share with your friends. Alright, so peace out and good night.